Coach, just kind of, I mean, your reaction. What an exciting time for Hampton basketball and you guys, and what's your initial reaction to the news?
I'm excited. I'm really excited that our guys get to go showcase their talent at the NBA All-Star Weekend. I'm excited about the possibility of showcasing Hampton University on a large scale. Athletics is truly the front porch of a university, so we get a chance to show, our best and brightest compete on a big scale, but they also get an introduction to Hampton University and who is Hampton and where is Hampton. And so the nation gets to see that and see our athletes compete. So I'm extremely excited about the opportunity that the NBA All-Star Weekend gave an HBCU and for us to get our opportunity to compete.
When you see guys like Ralph Sampson show up, it's big.
Yeah.
What does it do for them when they see somebody, or Rick McCorn went here, has his jersey retired? What does that do for them?
Well, I just think it tells them about the legacy. Somebody that comes out and says, hey, this is a big deal. You're talking about a Hall of Famer, and, you're talking about somebody who went here, got their jerseys in the Rapture, and they get a chance to actually go compete on a floor or in an environment in which they played regularly, meaning that they were, NBA All-Stars or they were NBA professional athletes. So I think it's a little shocking. I think they're a little bit in awe, of the selection, and quite naturally, some young people don't necessarily know how to express when they're in awe in that situation. But again, it's an honor to be able to go out there and play this CAA game against North Carolina A&T and in that environment and on that floor in that in LA. So we're excited.
What do you want them to take away from it once it's done?
I want them to soak it all up, the experience, but I also want them to take away a win. It is a conference game. At the end of the day, I'm already preparing myself mentally for how I'm going to get them to seize the opportunity, but also recognize that the momentum of this game is urgent for us because it is a regular season CAA game that we're taking out there to play in a somewhat of an MTE environment, like when you go play in a Christmas tournament or something like that. But the stakes are a little different. So we're going to have to do a good job. I'm going to have to do a good job of leading our guys and keeping them mentally focused, taking advantage of the opportunity to experience it, but also making sure they understand the magnitude that it is a regular season CAA that has impact on where we're going to finish at throughout the year.
You mentioned stay focused. Do you have to walk the fine line between wanting them to take it all in, but also not getting too overwhelmed with the environment? NBA arena, much bigger than what you guys usually play in, et cetera.
Absolutely. We're going to have to, as coaching staff, we're going to have to get together. We're going to have to come up with a game plan. But at the end of the day, it's basketball. It's basketball. And we're building a culture that, it doesn't matter if you guys are here in this gym or in Holland Hall. We're going to play and perform the same way. We're going to get after it with energy, effort, enthusiasm, and toughness. And I get it, we're playing on the NBA stage, but our culture is built to go anywhere. And so whether we're playing there or in Holland Hall, we're going to perform the same way. And that's the mindset that we're going to try to get our young men to understand while taking advantage of the opportunity, the experience that the NBA is giving us. They have a whole slate of activities planned for us. And so I definitely want us to soak up that, but also be able to compartmentalize the 80% of why we're out there. 80% we will be focused and locked in on that game, and we'll take 20% to try to enjoy that experience that comes from it.
How can this elevate a program and elevate a school?
Well, I think through the exposure, naturally, playing on a stage where the nation, the world will see. They get an introduction to Hampton University. Hampton University is, a wonderful place, and they get a chance to see it. I'm sure we're going to have things showcase our education, our facilities, and just an overall introduction into Hampton University, not just the HBCU, but the institution itself. And then they're going to get a chance to see two teams compete that are in the CAA that happen to be an HBCU school. And so I think that's just going to be an introduction to the world in terms of CAA basketball through an HBCU experience through the NBA All-Star Game.
Can I ask you about Noah?
Yeah.
What a chance for him to, speaking of represent Hampton University, now getting his NBA shot and making the most of it with the Spurs.
Absolutely. I'm so proud of Noah. It's an honor for him. I've recruited Noah when he was in the ninth grade, eighth grade, when I was at Providence. And, so it's been a life journey, a long journey with me and him. And he decided to come play his last year here under myself and Hampton University. And I'll just say this, Noah decided to chase growth and not, the whole NIL and all that other stuff. And, through that experience, he was able to grow and become a better player. And then if you can play, they will find you. And he showcased that he could play. He showcased the ability to lead a team, and they found him. And I'm so proud of him, his development, and he's going to continue to grow, and I think his best basketball is ahead of him.
Is that valuable for the current guys and recruits to be able to point to Noah and say, hey, here's a guy that went here and this is a path that he's taking potentially to the NBA. This could be you too. How valuable is that for your current players and your future players?
I think it's extremely valuable that you got to choose the people and choose the people in the program and not the buildings and not the other resources that come along with it. You have to make sure you're in the right environment that allows you to showcase your talent, allows you to develop, and allows you to grow. And then once that happens, they will find you. And I think that's what happened with Noah Farrakhan. He was able to come here and have one of the best years in a competitive conference in the CAA that he had his entire college basketball career, because he was able to grow and flourish under our leadership here at Hampton University.
I'm assuming you guys talk pretty much, if not every day, every other day.
Yeah.
What is he experiencing right now? What has he told you about what he's dealing with right now?
So it's funny. He said, "Coach, I'm going to a culture that's similar to yours in the Spurs. They don't necessarily play." And I said, "Good. So you've been prepared for it." And he's just going through a growing phase. Noah, his first 2 summer league games, I think he played 2 minutes. But the biggest thing that I saw in the 2 minutes that he played, he was up cheering, he was up supporting his teammates. There's an image of him, and so he learned that culture matters. It doesn't matter what part you got to play. You got to play your role. And so he's on that summer league team. Yeah, he's not playing a lot right now, but he's got to wait his turn. And when his opportunity comes, he has to be ready. But until it comes, he's up cheering and being a great teammate and supporting the victory of the Spurs. And I think that's a culture. That's a sign of culture. That's something that he's learned. So, he's still growing. He's still learning. And I'm just so proud of him.